Okay, this is a project of an elephant. So a person wanted me to make a copy of this here, and so he sent me a photo, and I said, okay, the best way to do that would be for me to make a mould of this original piece, and then I would cast it from there. What happened was, when he sent it to me, he forgot to tell me that it was broken. So that's not going to make a good mould unless I solder it together. So what I did was I took a photo of it, and then I made a wax piece. This is not the finished piece, but like this, and then from then on, then we went and cast the elephant. So the next stage is to cut all these bits off and to polish it up, put a stone in the eye here, and then it'll eventually have engraving on the heart. That's the finished product, and that's the process. Okay, this is part of the elephant program, an elephant, and it's a fairly difficult paw because we've got a myriad of very fine detail in here. So when people set this up for sprueing, they often at first don't understand the way the metal pours. So this is the button up here. So what happens is people think that the metal comes in through the hole and it goes across here and starts to fill up as it goes down. That's a logical way to think, but it's not right. What actually happens, if you think of a glass of water being filled up from a tap, the water goes down to the bottom of the glass and it fills up from the bottom in a very turbulent manner. Same thing happens here. Hot metal comes down, and the first thing that gets filled is the bottom. And so what I've done here is, from the main sprue, and I could have made that longer down here, but I just chose not to, you've got these feeder sprues running off. So when the metal comes down, this part here is the very first part that gets a fill, and that's important. And then as the metal comes up, then all these others get a fill. And the very last thing that gets a fill will be, say, this bar up here, which if that didn't get a fill, it wouldn't matter at that stage. So that's basically it. And one important thing that I do is I put things like this bridge here and these things here that are not part of the overall finished model of the elephant. But what I do is I sprue to those bridges like this. And then when I go to cut the sprues off, I just nip it off here and here, and I'm not having to worry about these big pieces of metal. Plus, these things don't get on the back of the model so much, because that could possibly spoil it, or at least make it hard to get them off later. And that's basically the casting of a fairly difficult model, and an excellent casting. Every piece got a fill. These bits here are just some extra models that I'm doing. Okay.